Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will show you how to cut and sew a 6 pieces bustier blouse step by step for a clean and professional finish. This tutorial is beginner friendly and easy to follow, so if this is what you would like to learn, let's dive into the video. So to begin, we are going to draft our front pattern first of all. So we have all the lines, we have the full back on our pattern. So the measurement of the full back is 7 inches, plus 3/4 inches for the fixing of the sleeve, which gave us total of 7 3/4. Then we have from the shoulder to the chest line 8.5, from the shoulder to the bust point 11, to the under bust 14.5, the true waist length 17.5, and the full length of blouse 24 plus 1.5 inches seam allowance. And then we have the bust span measurement, also known as the nipple to nipple measurement. So next we are going to take the neck width of 3.5, and the neck depth for the front we are going to use 5.5. We are going to use our armhole curve to connect the neck depth from the neck depth to the neck width. Okay, so after connecting it, we are going to take our shoulder slant. The shoulder slant we are making do with 3/4, so we are going to connect it to the neck width. So next we are going to place our tape at that shoulder slant. At that point we are going to mark 1.5, and then we are dividing that 1.5 by 2, which is 3/4 3/4. So we are going to the bust point right now. At that bust point we are going to go up by 1 inch and come down by 1 inch. Okay, so after going up by 1 inch and coming down by 1 inch, we are going to use our armhole curve to connect from that point we came up by to the shoulder slant. Okay, just the way I placed my ruler. So see how I'm going to connect it from that 1 inch we came up by to that 1.5 inches we came down by at the shoulder slant. Okay, and we did an extension at that point because of the 1.5 we removed, so we are going to replace it back. I added 2 inches, you can use 1.5. So next I'm going to place my armhole curve again. I'm going to connect it from that 1 inch we came up by to the shoulder slant this time. Just see how I have connected it. So the next thing we are going to do is to contour the under bust section. So at that armhole area I marked 1.5, and then the middle point I marked 1 inch. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'll still mark 1.5 at that true waist, and then half an inch for the center at the true waist. So I'm going to use my pattern master to connect from the true waist to the under bust. Okay, next I'm still going to use my pattern master to draw the line and sink it in towards bust span line. Okay, so just see how I connected it and flushed it in all the way down. So this is how it is looking. So the next thing we are going to do now is to use our armhole curve to connect it from the under bust to have a curve to that 1 inch we came down by. So this is how you are going to connect it. The way I placed my armhole curve, that is exactly how you are going to place yours. So next we are going to take our bust measurement. So the bust measurement we are using is 9 inches plus 1.5 inches for the alteration and the 2 inches seam allowance. So after marking it, the next thing I'm going to do is to use my armhole curve to connect from that extension, okay, to that armhole area measurement. So after connecting it, we are going to take the under bust circumference. So the under bust circumference is 7.5, and then the contouring we use 2.5 plus 2 inches seam allowance, which will give us total of 4.5. Okay, so we are going to mark it. Next we are going to go to the true waist length. So we are going to mark 758. After marking 758, we are going to check what we used for the alteration. We used 2 inches at that point, so we are going to mark the 2 inches. Then we are going to add a regular 2 inches seam allowance. So next we are going to go to the hip circumference. The hip circumference we have 10.5 plus 2 inches seam allowance. Then we are going to use our pattern master to connect from the bust to the true waist to the under bust and to the hip circumference. Okay, so after marking, the next thing we are going to do is to write the panels. The front side is unfold, panel 1 and panel 2, and then we are going to do our bust dart alteration. So to achieve that, we'll go to that under bust area at that side, at the side front. Then we are going to mark 1.5. We are going to connect it to the bust point. Okay, so after that, it is time for us to cut what we have. So we are going to cut the front panel first of all, the center front, in order for us to do our alteration. So if you've watched up to this point, please subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so that you will not miss out on any of our beautiful tutorials. Please do well to watch the other videos we have on our channel. You are going to learn one or two from it. So we are trying to cut the front. So this side front, we are going to cover the side dart. Okay, so see how I am going to do it. I'm going to use my masking tape to close that dart. Okay, so after the front panel, we are going to draft the back panel. So we have all the lines drawn out. That is our zipper allowance line of 1.5, and we took that 1.5 all the way down. So we have our full back measurement, which is 7¾ and the chest line, which is 8 inches. And then from the shoulder we have the true waist measurement and the full length of the blouse. Okay, so now we are going to take the neck width of 4 inches. After marking 4 inches, we'll go to the shoulder and take the shoulder slant of 3/4. We are going to use our pattern master to connect from the shoulder slant to the neck width, and then we are going to take the neck depth of 3 inches. We are going to use our pattern master to connect to the neck width. Okay, so after connecting that, the next thing we are going to do is for us to check what we have at the shoulder and then divide by 2. We have 4 inches, we divided by 2. So it is time for us to do our zipper bulge alteration. So in order for us to achieve that, from the true waist, go in by 1 inch, then connect it to the zipper line in that slant manner for the downside and for the upper part. Okay, so after doing that, we are doing all of this to eliminate the zipper bulge at that waist area. So now we are now going to take our 1.5 inches for the zipper allowance. So this is the actual zipper allowance we are going to use. So after marking 1.5, 1.5, I'm going to use my ruler now to connect those points for the new zipper allowance. So next we are going to place our tape from this original zipper line, that part that I pointed. We are going to place our tape and mark 4 inches. So this 4 inches is for our dart. Okay, so I'm going to draw a straight line from that true waist to the chest line and down to the hem of the blouse. After that, I'm going to take half inch on both sides at the true waist. Then I'm going to connect it to the dart leg. Okay, so after connecting it, the next thing we are going to do is now going to use our pattern master to connect that line to the shoulder. So after connecting it, we are going to use our armhole curve and place it at that armhole area. Go up by 3 inches. So from that point of that 3 inches, connect your armhole. Next is to take the bust circumference of 9 inches. After dividing by 4, we have 9 plus 3 inches seam allowance. We are going to add the 3 inches to it. After adding the 3 inches, we'll go to the true waist circumference. That true waist length, we are going to mark 7.5 plus the 1 inch dart intake plus 2 inches seam allowance. Next, we are going to take the hip circumference, right, which is 10.5 plus 3 inches. We are going to use our pattern master to connect all the points together. So after connecting these 3 points, it is time for us to cut what we have all out. So we have our panel 1 and panel 2. So after cutting this back panel all out, we are going to have 2 panels unfold. While cutting on the fabric, we'll have 4. So we are going to cut our fabric. So this is the fabric we are going to use. We had to infuse stay on it. So after infusing stay on it, we folded the fabric 39 inches. Okay, unfold 39 inches. So this 39 inches, we are going to divide it by 3. So we are going to draw our starting line first of all to remove the right up on the fabric. So after that, we are going to divide what we have by 3. That is 39 by 3. So that 39 by 3, after dividing, we got 13.5. Okay. So that 13.5, we are going to mark it. So after marking that 13.5, see what I did? The side, I marked 13.5, and then the center panel that is on fold is 6 1/4. 6 1/4. So the center 6 1/4, the side 13.5. So I'm going to place my tape at that 13.5 for the side and divide it by 2 in order for me to centralize my pattern. So I'm going to mark that center. My pattern 2 for the side, the front side, I'm going to fold it into 2. I will mark the center, okay? Then I'm going to use my pin to secure it center to center. So after pinning, the next thing we are going to do now is to make our extension. You see that true waist length? From that true waist length, we are going to extend the line in this pattern that I placed my pattern master to have volume or fullness at the down part, okay? So after drawing that line to get volume at the downside, the next thing we are going to do is to cut what we have all out. Now, if you did not add any seam allowance to your pattern, please add half inch on those lines that you are going to sew. Your coupling lines, please add half inch. But for me, I did not add any half an inch seam allowance all the way around because I already added my seam allowances on the pattern. Alright, so this is me cutting the side panel. So after cutting, we are going to place our fabric to cut for the back panel. So we are done cutting the front side. So the front panel is complete. We're going to keep it aside and then mark for the back panel, okay? So I first of all remove the zipper allowance of 1.5 and then mark the 13 inches. So I'm going to place my pattern on that zipper allowance line. Remember, the pattern is carrying our zipper allowance. So I will pin it. Then from the true waist length, I'm going to make my extension to that 13.5. And after that, I'm going to cut what I have out. So the material is on fold, okay? So after cutting, I'm going to get the middle side for the back, okay? The zipper side, the panel for the back side. So this is me cutting it. After cutting it, you'll find out that the edge is too sharp. So after cutting the zipper allowance side, trimming it to the exact shape we want. So I'm going to reduce the sharpness at that side, okay? So you can come up by 2 inches and then trim it all out. So what I did was to come up by 2 inches. I saw that it was a little bit more, so I used total of 2.5 for the trimming. So it is time for us to cut the side panel. So we are going to mark 13 inches again, unfold, then we are going to place the panel, and after placing the panel, we are going to make our extension from the true waist length, okay? So after making that extension to add volume, we are going to cut what we have all out. Remember, if you have enough fabric, feel free to add as much volume as you want for the downside. But for the one I'm cutting, I'm just managing the fabric. It's just 2 yards and some inches, okay? So I decided to manage what I have. So after cutting, please reduce the sharpness at the downside either by going up by 1 inch or by 1.5. So after that, we are done cutting all the panels. So the next thing for us to do is to cut the sleeve. So this is the remaining fabric we have for the sleeve. So we are going to make do with all we have for the sleeve. So I had to place my tape to check the length that we have, 13 inches. Her actual length is 12 inches. So at the top part, I marked 6 inches, and then from that 6 inches, I made a curve all the way down. So I connected it to the down part. Now the down part is giving us 18.5. We are making do with that 18.5 because we are using an elastic at the downside, okay? So we are going to use elastic to shrink that down part. So after cutting, I am going to notch the center of the sleeve. Then after that, I'm going to slit open the down part in order for us to have our 2 sleeves complete. So we are going to cut various linings for each of the panels. So all the panels are complete, as you can see on the table, the front, the side, and the lining, and we've cut their various linings. So we are going to talk about the front panel first of all. So we are going to remove their linings, separate the linings from the main fabric. So whatever you do on the main fabric, that is exactly what you're going to do on the lining. So we have the center panel first of all. We are going to place the front side of each of it. So place one of the side on it, right side facing each other, and then use half an inch to sew it all the way up, and then do the same for the other side using half an inch to sew it. So what you do on the lining is the same thing you will do on the fabric. So we have the back panel. We are going to separate the linings from the main fabric as well. So we are going to open the center panel, which is the zipper side. Okay, so flip it open and then use one side of it for each of the panels. Okay, so we are going to pick this other panel and place on its part. Okay, so we are going to use half an inch to sew it from that point all the way up, and we'll place this one on this other side and sew it all the way up. After that, we are going to notch, we'll iron, we'll do the same for the linings, and then we'll bring it and show you. We'll do the same for the sleeve. We are removing one part of it. We are going to place our lining on top of it. Then we are going to sew the down part, make our elastic casing on the down part, and then we'll fix our elastic, we'll bring it and show you. So we are done joining the tray panels for the front, right? As you can see on the table, we did the same for the lining. So we are going to fix our foreign cup first of all. So after fixing our foreign cup, the next thing we are going to do is to turn the neckline. Okay, after turning the neckline, we are going to notch the neckline and top stitch it, and then we'll talk about the downside. You are going to make sure that all the lines are lined for both the lining and the fabric. Okay, then use your pin to secure it. We are going to use 1 inch crinoline for the down part. So we have a detailed video on the channel on how to sew this crinoline on this particular blouse. So we had to use 2¾ inches crinoline. We converted this 1 inch to 2¾ so the video is on the channel. So we are going to sew it. Watch that video to know how to fix the crinoline very well on it. After that, we are going to turn the sides and iron it. So this is the back panel. Okay, so we are going to place the lining on top of it, and then we are going to sew the neckline, the zipper line side, and then we'll do the same for the down side as well. We are still going to use our crinoline for the down part. Okay, so the detailed video on this fixing of crinoline on the lining is going to help you a lot. Do well to watch it. So after doing the next pattern, we are going to iron it. We'll bring it and show you. So we are done turning the lining for the front. Everything is perfect. So this is the front side and there is the back side as well. So next we are going to talk about the back panel first of all. So we are going to mark 1 inch for the zipper allowance. Okay, so we are going to use our chalk to mark 1 inch all the way down. So after marking 1 inch, we are going to place our zipper on it to fix. So we are going to place the zipper right side facing each other, and then we are going to sew it on that 1 inch line to the up. So after sewing it, we flip it over to the other side and do the same, and then finish the edges of the upper part. We have a detailed video on the channel on how to sew zipper. So next, after installing the zipper, we are going to place right side facing each other on the material. Okay, so we are going to join the shoulder. We are going to open it, lining to lining and fabric to fabric. We are going to use half an inch to join the shoulder. We'll do the same for the other part as well. So after sewing the two sides, the next thing is to fix our sleeve. So this is the sleeve we have. We'll fix the elastic at the down part. So we are going to draw gathers on the upper part, okay, to have the circumference of the sleeve, and then we are going to fix it. We'll bring it and show you. So we are done fixing the sleeve, and we've also piped the armhole area to have a proper neatness at that area. So it is time for us to pin all what we have. We are going to pin from the sleeve. Make sure the armhole area aligns for both the back and the front. and after pinning we'll pin the other side. Then it is time for us to take the measurement. Okay, so at that circumference of the sleeve we are taking half an inch. Then for the bust circumference we are going to divide the bust 36 by 2, which gave us 18. Then I marked the 18 and checked what was left, which was 2. So I marked 2 inches on both sides because it was 4 inches that we had. So we are going to measure from the shoulder to the under bust of 14. At that 14 inches we are going to take the true waist circumference of 30 divide by 2, which gave us 15. After marking 15, the what was left was 2 inches, so I had to mark 1 inch on both sides and connected it. After connecting it, the next thing is to bring what we have all down, and then from that down part we are going to mark 1 inch and then we'll connect it. We'll go to the other part, take half an inch from the sleeve width, connect it to the bust to the true waist measurement, and then take 1 inch all the way down. So we are going to sew it with our sewing machine. We'll iron it, then our model will wear it for us to see. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you, please like and share, subscribe for more sewing tutorials on this channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my next class. See you in the next video. I am Lois Ada.